What are today's companies and businesses' biggest challenge when it comes to dress code?
They don't have boundaries. That's the thing that I found when I walk into a company that has decided to go business casual. Well, what does that mean? Do you know what that means?
It depends on where I am, and I have to ask them, what does that look like? Because your definition of business casual is different from the person that I just talked with, and this organization I'm going to says business casual. It could be everything from tank tops to a tuxedo. I mean, what is your definition of business casual?
That's right. Well, so when I go into an organization, I ask them, is what you're wearing and what your people are wearing, does it communicate the mission statement that you have for your company? When your employee walks into a prospect or a client without ever saying a word, does it communicate who you are? And most executives and companies say not a chance. And the reason why is because they decided we're going to go business casual, but they didn't put boundaries to that. It's like playing basketball with no out of the bounds lines. People will be shooting up from the bleachers. It's a different game. And in business, it's no different. When you, as a company, it's very important that whatever you decide, if you are deciding business casual is appropriate and more of what our clients are looking for in our relationship with them, you need to establish what does that mean. Does that mean a sport coat and no tie? Does that mean a tie and no jacket? Does that mean a suit and tie? For the ladies, does that mean dresses? Does that mean pants? Does that mean something that's not low cut, that's not too feminine? What exactly does it mean? Because if you don't, you got problems. And the toughest thing that I've found with companies is they can't get out of it. Once they've dropped the boundaries, now to try to establish it and say, by the way, we're going back to suits. And people are like, I don't make enough money to all of a sudden go out and buy a whole bunch of suits. And they lose control. So when I go into a company and I talk to the executive branch, if you will, or the leadership of the organization, I ask them that simple question, is what would it be? It doesn't have to be suits and ties for guys or dresses and jackets for gals. What exactly does it mean? What would it look like to communicate your mission statement of product and services?
I think too, one of the things for the employee or the person showing up to some gig somewhere, it helps define for me what I should be doing and what I should wear. So it's a two-way street. Without boundaries, we're all confused. I like to talk about, even with the generational diversity today, that we've gone from blue collar to white collar to open collar to no collar, and that's okay. But the problem is when we focus on the collar and not the character. And each person we just need to figure out what it is that they're trying to define and then put the proper parameters on there, just as you've said.
I love that.